Hello, my friend. From my home to yours, all the very, very best. The last time we talked, I told you that my wife, our team, that we were going to take the month of August off. And indeed we are. We are. But I'm just interrupting this break with a special message, a special invitation, wondering if you wouldn't agree with me that it is time to pray. What a month we're having. Just when we thought the cloud of COVID was beginning to lift, now the numbers are up again. Now the healthcare workers are exhausted again. Now the hospitals are full again. Now people are dying again. And people are arguing again. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to move forward. We don't know whether our students should wear masks or not. We can't seem to figure this thing out. And as if COVID wasn't enough, what are we to make of this tragedy in Afghanistan? And those of us who are believers sense in our spirit this struggle that our fellow believers in Afghanistan are facing right now. Many of them afraid that they're going to lose their lives. And what about Haiti? Oh, God bless that special gathering of people, that special nation that has had to face so much over the last few months. The loss of a leader, the occurrence of an earthquake. Oh my goodness, does it not seem to you it is time for us to pray? I want to share a story with you. My Bible is open to Matthew chapter 20. I'm not going to take a long time here, folks, I promise. Famous last words from a preacher, right? But I want to share a story with you. Matthew chapter 20. Now as they went out from Jericho, a great multitude followed him, speaking of Jesus. And behold, two blind men sitting by the road. When they heard that Jesus was passing by, they cried out, saying, "Have mercy upon us, O Lord, Son of David." And the multitude warned them that they should be quiet. But they cried out all the more, saying, "Have mercy on us, O Lord, Son of David." Now the popularity of Jesus here was at high tide. He had throngs of people following him wherever he went. At this point, he's only hours from the triumphant entry, only days from his own crucifixion and resurrection. And people are following him. No doubt everybody is in a festive mood. The apostles, the followers, the disciples, they love what Jesus is doing. And they're passing through Jericho. Their next stop is Jerusalem. But from the side of the road, there's this cry, this plaintive cry, this heartfelt cry that comes from these two men, two beggars, two blind men. "Have mercy upon us. Have mercy upon us." Everybody tells them to be quiet. This is no time to interrupt Jesus. He's got more important things to do than to listen to the prayers or requests of these two blind beggars who are stuck on the side of the road. Now, I'm speaking to somebody who feels like those two blind beggars. I mean, you just feel like the world is passing you by. You feel like everybody else is a part of something big and you're just stuck. And I don't know what it is that may make you feel stuck. Maybe it's COVID. Maybe it's economic crisis. Maybe you're out of a job. Maybe you feel out of luck. Maybe you feel out of God's good plan. If so, my dear friend, can I remind you how Jesus responded? Everybody else told these two men to be quiet, but look what Jesus did. So Jesus stood still. Jesus stood still and he called to them and he said, "What do you want me to do for you?" Don't you think that phrase deserves to be underlined, highlighted in yellow, to be declared? Jesus stood still, the Son of God, the presence of God on the face of the earth. He stopped and he heard the sound of those two men coming in his direction, and he stopped everything and he pressed his ear so he could hear it better. He heard the prayers of those two men. Oh, dear friend, God hears the prayers. He hears the prayers of his children, and he will hear your prayers today. I'm praying for you, friend. I'm praying that God will give you strength. I'm praying for you, hospital worker. I'm praying that the Lord will bless you and keep you safe. I'm praying for you if you're in the hospital. I'm praying for you if you're battling COVID. We're praying for you. We're asking that the Lord heal you. We're praying for our leaders. We're praying for our president, our vice president. We're praying for an end to the anger, to the bitterness, to the fear, to the anxiety. We're praying for Afghanistan. We're praying for those precious souls, those people who have the courage to be believers in Christ. And now you're honestly worried or thoughtful, mindful that you may become a martyr for Christ. May God bless you. If this message finds its way to you, please know you're prayed for, as are you, our dear brothers and sisters in Haiti. Yes, as we send resources. Yes, as we send assistance. But we also send our prayers. We want you to know we're thinking of you. May God give you strength. May God hear your prayer, just as Jesus heard the prayer of the blind men. So Jesus stood still, and he called to them, and he said, "What do you want me to do for you?" And they said to him, "Lord, that our eyes may be opened." I think it's interesting that Jesus wanted to hear the specific request, the specific prayer, the specific need that these blind men wanted to present to Christ. He did that so that Christ could receive the honor. The request was made public in full hearing of all the people that were following Christ, so that when Christ healed those men, Christ would be honored, and those men would become followers of Christ. And there would be no doubt who did the miracle, who performed the miracle. So I ask you to join me today in prayer. Let us lay aside our political anger. Let us lay aside our fear and our anger.